European Union officials have negotiated the world's first comprehensive set of artificial intelligence regulations. The landmark AI Act seeks to protect against risks such as misinformation and job automation. The EU is expected to ratify the deal early next year. The law isn't expected to take full effect until 2025. For more on this, let's bring in Kelvin Chan. He's a business writer for the Associated Press. What more can you tell us about these new rules, and what are some of the technical details that still need to be ironed out?
Hi there. Well, there's a lot to know about these rules. They're the first set of comprehensive rules for AI in the world. They've been in the making since 2019, at least. And so what these rules do is they look at the applications of AI and not really the underlying technology, and they determine how risky the applications are. And the riskier the use, the stiffer the rules. So just for a few examples, you've got a low or no risk kind of level. So that's like video games or AI-powered spam filters. You've got high risk applications, like a good example is medical devices. So there's a few more restrictions or requirements for makers there. Then you've got this category of unacceptable risk. So that's like social scoring systems that judge or reward or penalize people based on their behavior. The Chinese social scoring system is the one that always comes up for this. There's some cases of predictive policing, some types of emotion recognition that are unacceptable and banned. And then there's also real-time public facial recognition by law enforcement. That's one of the hot button issues in the negotiations. So that's banned too, with a few exceptions for like serious crimes like kidnapping or terrorism.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say what they want to make sure is that AI moving forward is safe, is that it respects copyright protections, that it's not discriminatory. You talked about, police enforcement and stuff like that, and that the data is protected, and that it doesn't pose a systemic risk, I think was the phrasing. And things like ChatGPT, in fact, a lot of American companies, which are kind of far and away further ahead than other companies, are the ones that are most likely to pose a systemic risk. My question to you is, how do you even enforce these rules when people are clamoring to get onto ChatGPT? They just released sort of their next generation, and they had to stop allowing downloads because so many people were interested in getting this software. So how do they enforce this?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, with all of these new EU regulations, there's always a kind of teething kind of period with these rules. Even going back to GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, these really stringent rules for privacy, which came into effect, a few years ago now. They're still working it out because they didn't. There's some things that the way it works is a bit. It kind of has caused problems. So the way that what they're going to do is they're going to set up national supervisory authorities in each country, like a local AI cop in France, Germany, Italy, and then they're also going to have a EU-wide AI office to supervise this stuff at the European Union-wide level, and that office is mainly for general purpose AI, which is the systems like ChatGPT or Google's Bard that, as you said, pose the most systemic risk. And then there's penalties. The fines are, I think, 35 million euros or 7% of a company's revenue. So that's the higher, and that's as high as they can go. And so they've got this kind of system in place. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good question how they're going to enforce. They've got a lot of requirements, companies that have to disclose information, do all kinds of obligations. So yeah, it's a good question.
Once again, the EU leading the way ahead of the US when it comes to regulating this sort of stuff. Kelvin Chan, thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you.